light here, so I'm gonna do a little extra. Tyler's sitting there. So, me. I'm gonna get some more light shining in our faces so you can see us better. But Tyler will start shooting with you, and
Yeah.
and I'll be back and sit down with you guys. Welcome to Live and Raw.
Yeah, welcome to Live and Raw podcast. We are at the Monroe House, Hartford City, Indiana. This is my second visit here. This is Wayne's fifth visit here. This is the first time that the Live Paranormal TV team will actually be investigation of the Monroe House. So we're very excited. It is just Wayne and I for tonight. Tomorrow, as you all should know, Matt, he's part of the team. At one point also was a part of the team.
So she just does camera.
Yeah, just camera. Yeah, we're excited just being here the short amount of time that we have so far today. It's been pretty crazy. The REM pods are going off. We're excited to see what this investigation uncovers and leads to.
Because there's a lot of light. When you go to see it, so.
Yeah, so we're excited for this one.
So how's we doing? We got a bunch of stuff set up in here.
Yeah.
Just tell them about the light.
How do you know what we got set up in here? Kind of just run through the team, our visits so far, how tonight's gone so far. We do have a lot of, we do have a lot of things that
K2 private. We had some walls in front of us. The spirits want to knock that off, push them around. Is that the seat doing?
yeah, it's whatever's in that cushion thing. Yeah.
Flash with a cat wall in it.
Yep. This room actually, I stayed in last year. We seemed to have made some pretty good connections with what we believe was a child spirit, who was knocking the ball around.
That was great.
That was great. So this another childlike object that can go off if any of the spirits that are with us would like to go up and touch it. There are other cat balls behind you guys. We can see those. We've got the plasma balls, which just help generate generates energy that these spirits can utilize to communicate better with us if they so choose. Of course, lots of flashlights, which is how you're going to see our faces.
It's all good.
We're gonna make it through.
Part of the experience.
Absolutely. There is a possibility that we will hear the pods going off. There's one in the hallway, and then there's one in the back, right next to the basement door. And those have been super active. Like I've just not seen the REM pods that active before so quickly.
Just a look for our stuff. And REM pods set them up real quick. They were sitting there. It's less than 10 minutes.
Yep.
5 minutes. 7 minutes.
Yeah.
They started going off. We didn't hadn't decided what room we were going to do podcasting. Yeah. So really quick on Facebook. So later on, our Facebook page, you can catch that. And if stuff are out doing this.
Those will also be uploaded to our YouTube channel.
Yeah, we'll load those later.
We got K2s.
We do.
Yeah. It's these ones. Oh, yeah. So in addition to those two REM pods, we also have the new edition, which is a coffin REM pod.
I hope it goes off because it looks really cool, kind of scary too.
Pretty eerie, yeah. So
I think probably
yeah, if that goes off, that would be fantastic. There's lots of sensor lights that also go off. So lots of things to try and bring the spirits in while we're live
that's right.
on our Raw podcast tonight here at Monroe House, Hartford City, Indiana. This is also known as the Demon House, and it is one of the most haunted
It's been
locations.
called many names.
Yeah, well, I'm sure.
They have something called,
Last time we were here, we got a lot of good stuff. So we're hoping that this is a repeat with even more.
well, I tell you my favorite thing that happened last year. Excuse me for eating well. Right when we got here, actually blindfolded Tyler, so if you have not seen anything from last year, that's a real cool day. So Tyler wants the house from up to it, he's never been here, hadn't seen the inside of it. So Matt and I blindfold Tyler. We drive through town, avoid getting arrested. I'm sure we would have if they had seen him blindfolded in the back of the truck. So we bring Tyler and walk him around just the main level. We can go to the basement, we can go upstairs. Walk around the main level, and he's picking up things in different rooms, identifying the rooms that he's never even been or even seen pictures. And one of the cool things was, in one of the rooms, there was a doll kind of up the top left of the wall he was looking at. But he's got a blindfold on, and afterward he says, "I don't like that one." And he points right at it. There's no way he could have known it was there or seen it, so it was pretty cool. The best thing that happened was after we were done walking around. So we go outside to look at the outside of the house. It's got blindfold on. And Matt's up against the house walking around. We're out in the street because it's on a corner of the house. It's on a corner, so we're upstairs window. And we both reacted to each other. You see that? Yeah. So I said, "I'm gonna take a picture." I take a picture. And when we get to the house, we zoom picture, and there's Matt in the window staring at it. That's pretty cool. It's on our Facebook page. If you go to that, you can find that picture there. It's really, really cool. Probably one of the sketches I've ever done. Tyler got lucky, he got the first time. In 8 years, that was the best I knew. In 8 years, that was the best catch I've ever got. It was pretty cool. Love to repeat something like that here.
I think tomorrow we can try. We got here just a little bit late today. Yeah.
Lots of things have happened here. I've been his back. Matt's been scared, ghost white out of the basement, and running up the basement. I talked to him about that again recently, and he never really gave a clean explanation to why. And he said, "Remember, just hearing voices like crazy in his head."
Wow.
And couldn't figure it out, and just got freaked out and run upstairs. Couldn't even make out what they were saying, but all of a sudden, there's got all these voices running through his head.
Mm-hmm. That's what I can only imagine.
Yeah, it sounds kind of creepy.
And that basement is.
Oh, I hit that was in the basement.
Yeah.
I found myself in the basement when that happened.
It's scratched on the outside of your clothing. That happened last year. The ball with the kid, that was really
That was cool. Last year, the ball.
The LS mapping it,
Yeah.
that was really, really cool. The upstairs baby carriage.
The baby carriage, the umbrella on the top moving.
Yeah, that was really crazy. So hopefully this room we get just as much, and if not more. We're certainly open to it.
So I don't know. We'll see if anybody's comments. I don't know if I can watch it. And I don't think I can. You probably could.
I don't.
You don't have that one, do you?
No, I don't.
All right.
That sucks.
So our apologies if anybody watches and comments while we're doing this.
Yeah.
We can see your comments.
We'll catch up.
Catch up later, but please comment anyway.
Yeah.
I stepped away to get flashlights. Did you do them?
Yeah. It was very brief.
You did identify like exactly where we were, right?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sure did. We can kind of give you a little bit of a history of not just the house itself, but also a little bit about Hartford City and how this all came to be about, which is what we got in front of us.
Just a lot of detail.
Yes.
We will just brief it.
Mhm.
Really brief it. But
Yeah.
it's still pretty cool.
It is really cool. So,
Early 1800s.
yeah, 1812. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yes. This area was populated by Indians. Oh yeah. Little Turtle, Miami chief. He was considered to be a great warrior of that time who died in this area. Where Indians, they were the first known settlers in Hartford. I'm sorry, Blackford County, which is about yeah.
Hartford City in Blackford County.
Yeah.
You know your counties.
I don't live in the area, but I know a few others don't like me, but it is what it is. So yeah, this area was actually pretty heavily populated with Indians who were then pushed out by white settlers. Yeah, yep. That happened. That happened a little bit. Yeah, correct. A little bit later. 1839 is actually when Hartford City was founded. Prior to it being founded, it was known as the village of Hartford.
Yeah.
The first commissioners were meeting back in 1839 in a two-story log cabin. And
you can see it. This was the two-story log cabin.
yes.
I'm not getting that good for you guys, sorry, but maybe eventually you see it.
Hopefully. The thing about this two-story they were meeting in, it was owned by Andrew Fox. And it's allegedly the location where Monroe House was actually built upon. So
Yeah, it's, all indications are, this is the location that two-story log cabin is at.
Yep. Yeah.
It was the first meeting place for the commissioners. Andrew Bobs, I guess, was really on that. Andrew, if you're around, we'd love to contact.
You guys have questions?
You're here, stuff the devices and let us know.
Absolutely. By 1850, all of the Indians were gone, and Hartford was a growing little village of about 250 white settlers, and out of all those 250, there's only 40 homes. So if you do quick math, that's about 6 people per home. They were packing them in like sardines. Yeah, it was about 3 homes and they had one post office.
Probably a lot of people.
Oh, I'm sure. Yes. 1850, my, that was when the site known as the Monroe House today, which was a two-story log cabin, was actually kind of torn down and a new structure was being built.
The basement.
But yes, the basement, which I find very ironic for that time period to have a basement.
So here's why they would have had a basement back then. So in the, possibly. So in that photo, the log cabin, you see an addition
Yeah,
on the back of it.
that's that.
That does not look like the log cabin. So history, maybe that's where the basement was, under that part, not the actual cabin part. They dug out basements and they would store their wines and beers and stuff in there because it's colder to the ground.
That's true.
So they didn't have refrigerators and stuff back then.
That's true.
That and any meats they could store down there.
Yeah.
So things that they wanted to stay cold, they would put them in the ground. So
Yeah.
that would be a huge indication as why they would have a basement back in that time frame. So, and if any of you history buffs ever watch, please feel free to add in the comments. You know, find a way to find about, you know, the old history like that. But I know that's one of the things I read that they would do. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That is, I find history very interesting.
That basement though is not
Original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In there for some reason, it added a portion, which we'll try to identify later when we're going through the basement, if you haven't already seen it. And you can tell it's different because the original is made of stone, and the part that they added is concrete.
Concrete, yeah.
Way different time frame.
Yeah. So, a little more history. 1892 was a big year. A lot of this stuff really starts to take off for the Monroe House. As we know. 1892, John Berger actually moved from Belgium. He was one of the white settlers here. He brought his family, and we have built the additions onto what was the Monroe House back then. Again, obviously, the structure of this house is not original to when it was first erected. This is no longer a log cabin. But John Berger is a big name in that really starts the Monroe story. He was married to Mary.
A very popular name back then. When you look at the history, not here anymore, man. American
Yeah.
very, very popular.
And this are very, some of them are very old. So for
Popular, right?
yeah,
I am married, so.
like the kids, it's ironic. So one of the kids, the first one is Elmer. That is my grandfather's and my uncle's middle name.
Yeah, that's definitely the name.
Yep. George, Libby, Ida, and Lily May. So those are the kids of John and Mary. He was a clock worker here in Hartford City for many things. The company had a steamship line. He was a tavern owner, and he got some just a very highly regarded member in the town.
Things didn't look.
No,
So when we were here, 1892,
1892.
poor John, John died in 1905. So it wasn't a year. He had tuberculosis, which was bad, and so
There's the basement.
he tuberculosis back then because they thought the climate would help. And he was Western Mexico.
That's
That's the one in the hall. And we're talking about John.
no, that pod.
John, is that you?
Try not to cut on YouTube just because if we are going to get monetized, I have to watch my mouth.
You know how many of them I see on there that are monetized and stuff?
Oh.
Sometimes you just get spooked about that happens. But so that's kind of odd listening to going all and then we start talking about John.
Start the podcast, or the burgers just in general.
Burgers in general.
Yeah, he was here
So he dies.
13 years.
Bring back something. Yeah, we're back down the hall. It's back a little ways. Like something moving around. So we're John
John died. Mary's a widow.
married is a widow. lends it to a Ulysses and Mary Myers. And they have Pearl, Edna, and Ernest. I think it's their 4-year-old that came up missing or whatever. She's important.
Diphtheria.
Diphtheria.
Then
Contagious bacteria causing inflammation of the, what is that, mucous membrane
yeah.
in the throat and hinders breathing and swallowing and causes nerve damage.
Yeah.
That does not sound fun.
Yeah, the bacteria basically toxifies your blood. So diphtheria, very big back in the day. You're not hear about it today.
So anyway, was married, wife, not married, running the place. They didn't have a good relationship.
No.
It was reported to be very bad.
Terrible.
There were reports of abuse on both sides. It's hard to say what's true about that, whether it was just him or just her towards each other. But what we know from the history records is he had a mistress. So you don't get what you want.
Yeah.
She could just about have been easy for that, or he was just one of the type of guys that, does what he does and just treats people bad.
So for his story and learning more about it, his story very much reminds me. Oh yeah, yes, I think it's Flickr. His story really reminds me a lot of what happened in Connecticut. Come on, haunting of.
No,
it was
that's
the father who shot.
Oh, Amityville?
Amityville horror, yes.
Yeah.
A lot
of the sons that killed him.
yes,
Yeah.
but a lot of his story relates. A lot of that story relates to Ulysses. Like he was also a very prominent figure in the community, but a lot of people said when he moved in here, it was like he did a complete 180, and no longer is he like this happy-go-lucky guy. He's kind of losing himself, and it's just very agitated easily.
Yeah. So looks like 1907 he filed for divorce.
Yep. Yeah. She had already filed for divorce and just aired out his dirty laundry. 1907, he then filed for divorce saying, I want to get paid, and here's what you did.
Yeah, here he puts in here, he puts this, he's referring to his wife that he's found, alleges that she is cruel disposition and frequently chastises her children with a buggy whip.
Yeah.
Like with this, right? You whip the horse with it. It's a buggy whip.
Actual kids. No, so I was kind of jacked up. It's almost like maybe this house.
Maybe
both of them. Yeah.
So in 2008, when they separated, he went off with his mistress.
Took all his money and ran.
Yeah. Libby, who goes back then. Yeah, that was one of the birds. So
She
first married.
Yeah.
Mary Bird.
Mary Bird.
Libby, she dies at the young age of 32 and the baby boy died moments later.
Yeah, didn't make it at all, yeah. 1910 it's kind of crazy.
Still shows the census for Mary Myers and her children.
Yeah,
They never understand.
it gets weird. We're just not sure what happened to a couple of of the children, and these are actually the children the children.
Got sick.
Well, she allegedly was sick.
I think a little girl was 4, so they said.
Yeah. Yes.
And then that's the one the neighbor said that suddenly they stopped seeing her around.
Yep.
So we're not sure at what age. See, that would have been 1910. She got sick back closer to after they moved in.
Yes. Now, who
Another 5 years, like she's 9.
we're talking about is Ulysses and
Ulysses'
Mary's daughter. They're who Mary rented the room to. And the weird thing is, it's not just so
Yeah.
they don't show up on the census anymore.
Yeah, in 2020 now, so.
Yeah. So what happened to them? Where are those two kids?
That's odd. So about the little girl that tends to die. So remember when we were in here last year
Yeah.
and we were doing an activity with Paul on the couch.
Yep.
And Alex was playing with Paul, but he wasn't playing with the ball. He was playing with what we believe was a child spirit knocking the ball, continuously knocking the ball off.
Yep.
And then one time we were all standing up and we had a cat. It was in this room, stationed around this room. There was 1, 2, 3, I think. Yeah. And so one cat ball here goes off, and we're watching it, and it turns, it stops. And then the cat ball that's behind all of us, that's in the corner over here, it goes off. And then a TV that was sitting here, we had one on that, and then suddenly it goes off, and then that one goes off again. As if the little girl who we thought was playing with us ran around the room and set all of them off. And then at one time when I reached down over here, remember I reached down, and I felt like I put my hand through a thick bunch of cobweb,
Yeah.
but there was no cobwebs. And that's happened to me multiple times. And my only explanation is that potentially is what it feels like to touch another spirit,
Yeah.
an entity. I mean, we get touched once in a while. You feel something on your shirt or poke, something like that. It's definitely different when you touch them. And that's the only way I can explain is like a Tahoe feeling.
Yeah.
I never really heard it before from anyone since last year, and that happened. I have heard from other teams. I've seen it on YouTube and Facebook and things like that. But they had the same sensation, so it was a common sensation that I had, but I never heard of it until
I'd say it's
it happened to me.
validation
Yeah, seems like it anyway. So
from other people.
if anybody else has had that happen to them, please comment, let us know. You might cross that if you're an investigator and you go out and do those kind of things, if it's ever happened to you. Love to hear your side of that and your opinion on it.
So lots of things happening, people dying. Finally, in 1921, a man named Harry Myers actually purchased the property from Mary Berger, and that again is the owner's wife. He resided on the main level with his wife Emma, and they had a son named Clayton. Mary was not living here, at least not 1934, because that was actually when she died. In Hartford, is not living upstairs.
In this house.
Yeah, she was 68 when she passed away, and all of the remaining kids had moved away.
Correct. Pardon me.
Yes, correct.
Let's see. 1940, there was a couple, Sidney Faulkner, his wife, Merle. They were 38 and 34 years old, residing upstairs.
Sydney was killed.
Yeah, I was reading through that. I read this before and I had more information on it. There's not, I didn't know this. But Sydney, the film, was a beautiful accident. And I remember the previous story I read, it was actually in Muncie. When his vehicle struck a beam of bridge, beam piercing Sydney's body. Merle, obviously, she left the residence upstairs shortly after that. Not sure how soon after that? Like, I imagine it wasn't.
It's probably pretty quick.
Yeah, it's probably pretty quick would be my guess.
Allegedly, the people who would stay here wouldn't stay here for very long.
And we have a little bit of history on that we'll touch on here soon.
Yeah.
Let's see, it looks like Ulysses died, and we actually have two dates on that. He either died in 1944 or 1949.
Yep.
And that was like in Ohio or whatever.
Yeah, Ulysses, the cheater that he was, moved to Ohio, and that's where he died in 1944.
Clayton and his wife lived here.
Yep. He purchased the house from Mary. He died in 1941, so 51, yeah, so yeah, I was thinking 1940s. So basically 11 years after he purchased the property from Mary, and he actually died in this home. It was of some heart.
Yeah, so then, some of the others that we find out, Earl Myers dies, Ernest dies, and dies. They're all older, 70, 73, and 80, and they die in different places in Indiana, so they're not here. And they're not brought back here and buried here. They're buried in other cemeteries. So then we move through the 80s. The last one we know, Edna Myers, which that's the little girl.
It's the E kids. That's what I call them. They're all E's.
So yeah, she's the one the neighbors reported not seeing anymore. So we don't know if it was really her or not. We do a thing that said Myers died when she was 80 years old. So maybe a little girl that's here, a little child spirit that's here. It's not Edna.
It's we don't know what.
It's really jumbled on this place. And then we fast forward to 89, transition ownership.
The loan service that purchased it, the loan service people used it as a rental during that rental period. There had allegedly been a lot of satanic or ritualistic things going on in this house. It was very cultish. They would have objects like jewelry and human hair and bones, just a bunch of crazy stuff. So lots of people,
that is unconfirmed.
right, that's but it's all legend.
Yeah.
But lots of tenants throughout the years until it was purchased in 2004 by HUD. It's very interesting because all of the tenants about that time,
Different people
everyone's still alive except for two people, and those two people are some of the youngest people on this list, which is very odd. So 2004, HUD purchases the home from the Aurora Loan Service.
To the doctor. For whatever reason they're hanging
They
around.
pop up, yes. So
Charles Richard Bartle and Jeremy Reed. Charles was 43, Jeremy was 38. Charles lived back in 98 for a couple of years, Jeremy in 2000 for a few years. Charles died in 2012, Jeremy died in 2016.
Yep.
So if you are roaming around the house for any reason,
2005, Eddie and Pam Norris actually purchased property from HUD.
they are the awesome people who own it today.
Yep. We appreciate your hospitality, Eddie and Pam, if you're watching. Yes, they took over after the final lease expired in 2009, and Eddie and he begins to rehabilitate the property again with HUD. So a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
They were rehabbing it to continue to use it as a rental property.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing and that was his initial. It was rehab it, so he used it as a rental.
But
Didn't quite work out that way.
nope.
And he was having trouble keeping contractors because stuff was going on in the house and then would run away.
Yeah.
So So he brings the group in 2014, and apparently they ran away after claiming some horrific incident in the basement, and they didn't return. So
Not the internet, but they still
still
have not talked about it. I would be
yeah,
very interested to know what happened.
yeah. So it's not like they did it for any notoriety because they won't discuss it.
Right, you talk about it.
Yeah. If you wanted to know notoriety, you would bring it up.
100%.
A couple years later, Eddie enlisted the TV show Paranormal Lockdown. If you guys have never seen that, it was a great show. I was a big fan. Nick Roth, formerly of the Ghost Adventures crew, went out on his own, teamed up with Katrina Weeman, and did the show. And again, it was a great show. It's on YouTube if you guys ever want to watch it. I recommend it. Actually came here twice. And man, not to ruin the show for you guys, but man, I do that to people in case I want to watch those, but
Something was
anyway. You still watch it because it plays a role into some of our investigation stuff here too. We cross paths with some of this. So in this team there, they found bones in the crawl space, and so they got to stop filming and call the authorities, and supposedly the bones were taken out of the crawl space. Yeah, I'm not sure. I would imagine we would take them out, but I've never actually talked to Nick or Ray about it or anything like that. I've heard some different stories about 18. They returned to finish the filming
for the episode.
For the episode. I mean, so it took a while for them to get back in here. So there are a lot of rumors with that. And I watched another podcast that Katrina was doing, and she didn't call out this location specific, but if you watch the episodes, you can put two and two together. And she mentions that the network only mentions in show that one set of remains was found in the basement, and she says that was incorrect. There were actually two sets found, and when they had ground penetrating radar done out in the yard, supposedly some anomalies under the ground, which you don't know if those are grapes or not grapes, but the anomaly in the size of what radar indicated could potentially be grape. And those could have been happening from a long time ago, from 1800s. You had cemeteries, but you were allowed to bury people on your property. They're around on that today. Right to do that. People dies, don't bury them in your backyard. That'd be fun. But back then, that was not. I mean, you just very family property. Just different.
Yeah. Not sure if they are graves or not. That's just another alleged one.
Yeah.
One thing that we know, they were excavated, so we're not 100% sure.
Yeah. So, also during their show, one of the names they gave when they were in the victim investigating was the name Anna. So, and back in 18, and I made some notes in here. It was also the first time I came here. So Tyler wasn't on the team yet. I didn't even know him. So I joined the team. So me and Matt was on the team, and some other people we came here and did investigation. And we also got the name. And then a few years later, we got it again. And last year when we were here, we got it. So that was a time on my end, one on theirs. So there's something up with that. And we've never been able to narrow down a last name from the house. Like we can't, I want to try again. I'm going to try every time. At least if I can get the initial, I would be really happy.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's something that helps me identify the last name. Because I've done some research on things like that around here. So if I can narrow that down and I'll put two and two together and let everyone know who the candidate is. But until then, I won't say more about the research on that.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to actually get it identified before, that stuff out.
Maybe
I'd love to be able to tie it together. If it's possible. Who knows? Who knows?
But Wayne also has a new toy that we're gonna use for that might help with the ground outside. So
And something for inside. So
Yep.
we won't ruin that today. But you gotta keep watching. And you'll either see it live on Facebook or you will see it live as another exclusive on YouTube. We're gonna keep driving stuff here for the YouTube channel. So you gotta watch on both. Watch on
Yeah.
both. On Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. It's one of the cool things Eddie did though to fix it.
Yeah. Well, yes.
I mean, I think it's cool. Some people might think it's kind of creepy.
It's cool, but I wish it was just.
Okay, I mean, there was more space to get to, but if you haven't seen it before, you have to know exactly what I'm going to say. But if you haven't seen it before, you will see it this weekend because we're going to get into it. Literally. He created this cubby that you can go into. It's all off in there, real tight quarters. You're in it. The best you can do is like sitting in style. That is the best you can do. You can't stand up in it. You can crawl through it on your hands and knees. And across the backside of it, he's got a window in there that looks into the crawl space, and that's where the remains are found. So you can actually go in there. You can get your devices in, do an investigation, and do it. We've done that many times. We did it a number of times last year for the visits I've been here. This is my visit this weekend, so the last four, we did it many times, and it's pretty cool. And that's where we got the name.
That's another active location.
It is active. It's really cool. And we're going to try some different devices there this weekend while we're here. Yeah, it's pretty neat. So if you haven't seen it, stay tuned this weekend and you'll get a chance to see that. It's really, really cool.
Yep.
He cleared that all overgrowth. They wanted to put a precedence around the place, so he was clearing out stuff. And apparently he came across a couple of headstones under the brush. Whether they were legit or not legit, I don't know. Todd recommended to look for them when we got here today, and he didn't see them. So we'll go back and look again, but I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking, because there is that light still that is there where we're shining against the gray stone, and that light still there, but the gray stone is not there. There's a pile of like rubble that looks like it's cement or what have you, but I'm not sure where those are. Now, it was dark, and I was using my cell phone flashlight, so not the greatest. I'd like to get out there and see if they're still there.
So he's created this room. He worked on this room for a while.
Oh, yeah.
But it was kind of half done, I guess, from today, last year.
Yeah, and it was just kind of like a catch-all room, but not with a whole lot of stuff being caught in here.
Yeah, there were some couches and he was in the process of getting set up because he's created a room in here. So these are the chairs we're sitting in. There's another, 3 next to you. And then behind the camera, behind you guys, is a big wall. And there's a projector up there. So it'll shine on the wall so you can watch movies. There's a DVD player, things like that. So that's pretty cool. Going to take a time out tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah.
We're both fight fans, and we want to see that Tyson fight. So, yeah, we'll be all fair when that comes, but we're going to try to get all the way up to that. So we won't watch the pre-fights. We just
Yeah,
watch
just
Tyson.
I
I don't know about all you guys, but I hope Tyson knocks him out in the first 3 seconds. But that's just my opinion. You guys have any opinions on the Tyson Paul? Who's drop him in the comments there? I'd love to hear what you guys think. So.
Yeah. It's kind of a mixed review for a
About
line.
that. last, man, I think we covered most of this.
Yeah, I think just, yeah, just some interesting things that other people have experienced and reported. Hearing ghostly children's voices in the walls, people seeing demon-like women in black roaming the halls. Again, the occult activity, the human remains in the basement, and a lot of people truly believe there is something evil haunting this house.
They do. And I'm not gonna say there isn't.
I'm not either.
After, a couple incidents that I've been involved with here, the getting his out of the basement is something that never leaves my mind. I don't think I'll ever forget that.
Yeah.
And when I say that, what I'm telling you is, so I was in the basement by myself, and I was trying to call out whoever was down there, and I wasn't getting anything. And so I was kind of being a little rude, and I was like, all right, fine, you're not gonna talk to me. I'm just gonna go upstairs and screw you, talk to me. And when I got ready to take my phone, right in my ear, like, the loudest, most pissed off cat you ever hear hiss is what I heard in my ear. And needless to say, I bolted up the basement steps, and she would get that fight or flight reaction.
Oh, 100%.
I like at the steps, and then you turn, you get to okay, it's a fight or flight thing. So then I turn and look down the basement, and there's nothing obviously there. And then you start ringing, and I'm just like, damn. But also, that was the same night Matt got scared out of the basement. With all the sudden jumble of voices that started over his head, he was in the basement alone.
It was down through all that, man.
Yeah. You might be next, you might be your soul.
That's fine. I'll do whatever. I mean, the flight or fight thing, it is real.
It is real, and you get spooked it up, but it's all part of trying to answer. The unfortunate side of both of those instances, we didn't get caught on camera, which really sucks.
Yeah.
You know what? You know, our first film, I think when Matt got spooked, like, we had just come back down the stairs when we heard him come out. I remember that right. And I don't know, but Matt and Kim were doing something. One of the, we might have been upstairs. I went to the basement alone, so
Yeah.
We split up a few times when the three of us were here.
That's, I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's just how it goes. And we are unique because we're doing it live, so you guys get to see it all, the good, the bad, the boring.
It's like earlier when I was mentioning we were trying to sell stuff up, and all of a sudden the
Oh my God, yes.
we're even
Can you
ready to go like that. But, they're not going to work those on our cues.
And they know this track is not one of them has gone off since the beginning of this podcast.
Well, once.
Yeah.
We heard it one time, and then we thought we heard someone moving around. That also has died down, so
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything since.
Thing I'm just piecing together a bit, if you will.
Sure.
So the coroner who looked at the remains that came in and found said that they were at least 100 years old, right?
Yeah, I mean that's.
So one of the brothers.
That would put it back, but back in the 1900s.
Yeah, exactly. So
Early.
there was a group, a couple of.
Back in the early 1900s.
Yeah, in 1905, there was a couple of guys who went into Libby, who was the daughter of John and Mary Berger. They went to her husband's bar, advising and gloating that they had taken care of, I'm not going to say the really bad word, but basically that they had taken care of the Belgians.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that story.
Yeah, it's Joyce's John's brother. But they were being very derogatory, saying slur Belgians at that time. Well, when they were out that tavern that Libby's husband owned, saying they had taken care of these Belgians. They were never found again. Those people.
Oh, those guys were
Yeah, the guys.
one supposedly that the room.
I just as we were doing this, I'm like, shoot.
That's funny because
they were here in 2016.
yeah.
So 100 years from 1905 would be 2005.
Yeah, I would tie it right in. Well, yeah.
It just clicked.
Do we have their names?
No, we don't know the names of the anti-Belgians that identified gunshots. We don't know their name. But yeah, they were never found. They were never found.
Absolutely ties.
It sometimes just clicks. It's one of these moments.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
You know, here, never use that as in
Basis.
something to get stir up.
Yeah.
Never use that story to try to stir them up. So that could potentially be something for sure. How many we can get the names?
I hope. I'd love to get Anna's last name. I would love to know who those guys were. I would love to communicate with whoever wants to come through here. There's plenty of people that have lived, spent time here that should make for an interesting 3 days.
Yeah.
So absolutely stay tuned.
So what do you guys think? Anything that can go solo this weekend in the basement?
I don't care. I don't. It's really funny because talking about the fight or flight, what is it? Flight or
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying.
Fight or flight.
Yes. So I've been touched in the crawl phase, yanked on my sweatpant pocket.
I remember that one.
Yeah. And it happens in the blink of an eye, but in your brain, it is like time has stood still. Because I've had a whole conversation in my head with what are you going to do? Are you getting out of here? Or are you going to go in here and continue investigating because this is what you're here for? Ultimately, I decided.
You had that conversation so close in your head.
But yeah, it's like in your head, it's like too long, but in real life, it's just like it's the craziest thing. But actually, I'm glad that I did because that's when I caught the scratches in the air through the viewing window.
Yeah, yeah. And the scratches in the air thing is interesting that you bring it up through that viewing window that's in that cubby, that crawl. Because I have a photo of that same thing, but upstairs, down the hallway. Is that moving?
Yeah.
So you guys are noticing your camera moves because it is. For some reason, I just thought it looks like it's swaying a little. And obviously we're sitting still right here. So, but anyway, I have a photograph and it's on our Facebook of scratches just in midair. It's really weird. I took a picture down the hall and they come up a couple of times. So never seen that before.
It's very rare to catch.
Really, really weird. It's a cool picture.
Yeah.
So off subject, Age got third.
She got third? Ah!
So my wife is at trivia. We always do trivia Thursday nights. So me, Tyler, my wife, and some other friends, we're always up at our favorite place. And because we're on investigation this weekend, we came early on Thursday. My wife went ahead and went and did trivia. She got third. So, you know.
Good for her. Any other team that's watching are intelligent? Now you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So the question to you guys do was rock and roll history. Which we were on the page, but we actually missed that one. We'll look for that.
Good for her.
Just some other comments on there.
Good for her.
I remember what was talking about the scratches up there.
Which, ironically, not even just scratches in the ear that you caught.
Caught black mass.
Black mass.
And
Wayne was scratched.
I've been scratched. I caught black mass in the room upstairs that was also the room that the apparition looked at last year. So the black mass was caught in 2018, my first
trip here, yeah.
That's also the room. But in that first trip, me, Michelle, my brother Mike were upstairs. And we were all in the other upstairs, not the one that the apparition was in.
Uh-huh.
And the room, we had placed some candy out. We were trying to entice there was some candy. So we're in the room, I'm looking down the hall. Michelle's to my right, my brother's further over to her right. And he's talking and trying to get things going. Michelle wants that piece of candy. She's trying to talk to the spirits. I'm going to go get candy. And so we're waiting. You kind of wait. If you say something, you wait for hearing. And I'm still going down the hall. And I said, "You want to go get that candy?" And I reviewed the film later. At the moment that I turned my head, something ran across the hall. Because it completely blacks out the street. And then I turned back, I didn't see it. I didn't see it back. So she said, "Yeah, let's go get the candy." So we walked in. You go down the hall, and then you got to turn and go down another small hall and into that bedroom. So we go in there, and she goes in, she picks the candy up and eats it right away. I'm eating candy. You know, she's trying to. So she does that, and we're standing there waiting to see if we hear anything. And here's some footsteps coming down the hall, and we assumed it was my brother Mike. Mm-hmm. Well, then nobody was in the room, the footsteps stopped. And we both look at each other and we comment about it. So I peek out the hall, and there's nobody here. So I walk on down, I look back down, and my brother is still standing in the room down there.
Yeah.
So we heard some footsteps up there. So it's very active.
Upstairs. That hallway in that room.
That small hallway there.
It's very dark.
Yeah. It's got a different feel. We felt when there were walkthroughs when we first got there. Same kind of heavy feeling all the time. Yeah. The basement, I think that's kind of basement too. There's different when you walk down there.
Yeah, and it's not just the difference in moisture in the air, temperature. It's just it is. You feel it.
It's a different going on here. Yeah, it's definitely not. I mean, the basement's got a little, musty to it, obviously, but lots of basements have that. So you're kind of used to that when you go down there for that. But it's just this heavier atmosphere. Just it's different.
Mm-hmm. I'm hearing knocking. I just can't tell if it's in this house or outside one of the windows. There are windows behind me, so I'm just trying to pay attention. Yeah, lots of exciting things hopefully coming up this weekend. We have things planned. We just hope that the spirits here are willing to talk to us again as much as they did last year. We appreciate you guys' support both on Facebook and what? Sorry. That's what I've been hearing.
Almost like almost like furniture.
Yeah.
Okay. But we're going to go on so we have tonight. We'll be doing some stuff. We will be live on Facebook. At some point, we're going to drop something else again here on YouTube. So bounce back and forth, if you will. Watch our Facebook, same title, TV. Easy to find. Look for the blue heartbeat thing.
Subscribe, please. We appreciate
subscribe to YouTube. Follow our Facebook. Did you see that? So, and it's not me.
No,
It's not.
we don't
Yeah.
have any light to give it.
No. No, yeah, we can't cast it out there.
We can't.
All of us are blinding us. Okay, good. I'm glad you saw it too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm sitting over here, guys. We just saw a brief shadow move. That's outside.
So, yeah, appreciate your guys' support. Please make sure follow us. Subscribe. YouTube again for some exclusives, just like we are right now through our 3-day investigation here at the Monroe House in Hartford City, Indiana. You can catch all of the updates on what we've got planned first on Facebook. However, anything we upload on Facebook will also be uploaded to our YouTube videos shortly after our investigation time here. So we appreciate y'all. Keep hanging with us. We've got 3 days. It's gonna get crazy.
The two teams will be here tomorrow. So, yeah, before us, and we can get more split up in different things. That may bring more YouTubes and more Facebooks. 2 of them may run off of YouTube, and 2 may run off of Facebook. We're doing 2 different live ones in 2 different areas of the house. So,
Yeah.
You know, turn on your phone.
Just stay out there.
Yeah.
See y'all later. Stay tuned. This on this one. We're on the iPad, so I'm gonna put this one.
Where's the X?
Yeah. Are you wanting to stop streaming? Yes, and